I'm recording a one-size-fits-all legal disclaimer for the beginning of every episode that I upload. The views and the opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any agency, organization, employer, or company that they are affiliated with. Examples of analysis performed within this podcast are only anecdotal examples. They should not be utilized in any real world analytics as they are based on anecdotal information. That is all.
Hi, I'm Robert Cross, and this is Cross Theory, the podcast where we look at this book, The Dictionary of Theories. More than 5,000 theories. There's probably going to be 5,000 episodes. We'll see what happens. I'm
Wow.
here with somebody very special today. You want to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Yusef Boulanouar. I'm from San Diego and I'm a musician.
What is your musical name, your pseudonym or whatever, or your
Uh,
pen
my
de plume, your plume de
my stage name, they may
yeah,
say, is
yeah.
Zayd, Z-A-Y-D. It's my middle name.
Zayd. Oh, nice. That's your middle name. All right. Um, and I'm Robert Cross. I have a master's degree in creative writing, a master's degree in teaching, and I'm working on my doctorate in education right now. But none of that matters because the theory that we're going to be looking at today, or talking about, maybe not, it doesn't matter, right? Um, is called Abney's Law. It's physics. Do you know
Okay,
anything about physics?
not much.
Okay, me either. So, it's named after its discoverer, obviously, this William Abney guy. Uh, it states that every beam of white light may be regarded as a mixture of a certain amount of white light plus light of a given wavelength. This wavelength defines its hue. When the white light content is zero, the light is said to be saturated. When a pure spectral color is desaturated by adding white light to it, its hue shifts towards the red end of the spectrum if the wavelength of the spectral color is less than 570 nanometers, and towards the blue end of the spectrum if the wavelength is of the spectral color is greater than 570 nanometers. Now, what do you think when you first hear that?
Well, I'm just trying to comprehend what that is. He saying that like when a white light comes in, it needs another light to hit it to create different colors on the spectrum?
Yeah, to create a different hue.
Okay, I mean, I guess that kind of makes sense. I'm
Hmm.
I'm not too knowledgeable on how lighting and stuff works, but
Me either. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have
I
you
don't
so
know.
so did you take physics when you were in high school?
I did only my freshman year though, and it was on Zoom, so I'd say
Oh,
no, I
okay, yeah,
didn't.
that's right. Yeah, you're one of those kids. Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
The you're one of those students. I shouldn't say kids. Everybody, whenever I say kids,
hmm.
some teacher, some administrator, somebody has to always stop me and say, "No, they're
No,
not
they're
kids.
students.
They're students."
No.
It was really prevalent at where I met you at High Tech High.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, I'll talk about that a little bit right now. Yusuf was one of my students when I taught, when I was learning, or I guess when I call it, it's when I was a student teacher. So
Yeah.
they technically make it you're learning how to teach, but I don't
Mhm.
know whether or not you thought I was a student teacher or whether I already knew what I was doing. I have no
I
clue.
I feel like we all saw you more as just like another friend.
Yeah, that's
Obviously you
yeah,
were
yeah, which
I'd
is
say you
dangerous. Yeah.
I mean, I would say like you helped out a lot. I remember you helped me a lot with my essays. You helped me
Mhm.
learn. I remember we were learning about like libertarianism and like
Yeah,
utilitarianism and stuff. And
yeah,
our teacher at the time, like I just couldn't understand it from him, but I remember getting your opinions on it. And
yeah,
you are better at using like real world examples.
yeah.
And I don't know, I just thought that your teaching style was a lot easier and you came off again, like as I said, more as like a friend. So it was just easier to relate to you and everything. So in turn, it made the teaching and the learning much easier.
That's good. No, yeah, a lot of my students have said that over the years that like I'm more of a
Mhm.
friend to them than an authority figure. And like I said, that's dangerous, but at the same time, it's also good because then, they come to me with their problems and shit like
Mhm.
that, and I'm able to like help occasionally.
Yeah.
Not that I want to help too much. I'm not, I don't, when I was in high school and even now as an adult, I don't really know a lot of stuff. I wish I did. but I don't.
I think the thing that was kind of great about high tech though is that it kind of bred an environment for that where it's like your teachers, of course, your teacher is always supposed to be like an authoritative figure
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
classroom and in a school system, but I think that they kind of level the playing fields a little bit more for
Hmm.
students to teachers. So instead of it being like this, it's kind of more like that, you know?
That's
So it's
true.
easier to
Yeah.
just like talk to the teachers like they were friends, you know? And I think being able to call them by their first, like I was
The,
able to call you Robert. I was able to
yeah.
call Ryan Erie Ryan. I was
That's right.
able to call
Yeah.
everybody by their first name. I could talk to them at lunchtime. I can show them a meme on my phone. Like, who cares, you know?
And they wouldn't get in trouble. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right. But I think it also bred environment where there wasn't much discipline
No,
for a lot of the
no,
students.
not at all. And
Yeah.
it's still technically, I mean, it's still kind of that way. I work at a San Diego Unified School now, so I don't
Nice.
even work in high tech. But
Yeah.
high tech is a lot more lax, obviously, than like where I work now. But
Yeah.
it's still, you could still cross that line
Yeah.
of like, oh yeah, show me a meme, and then like then a student comes up to you every day with a different meme, and
Yeah.
like is like, and then when they do shit,
Oh,
when they do really bad on a test, they get
yeah.
mad at you if if they don't get like a perfect score,
Yeah.
like, oh, Mr. Cross or Robert or whatever. I mean, I let them
Yeah.
call me Robert too, even now. They're like, why didn't I do well? Like I thought we were friends, all this, and it's like, here we go, man. Like I'm not your
Yeah,
friend,
but
I'm
I
your
mean, like,
fucking teacher, man. Like,
yeah, exactly.
you
There's
know,
still, I think there still needs to be like that clear boundary. And I think
yeah,
everybody at high tech kind of understood that still. Like, of
yeah,
course, like we were able to like treat you guys like you guys were like basically family to all of us, but there was
yeah,
still like that boundary, like, okay, this is my teacher. He's still gonna grade me accordingly. Like I
yeah.
remember in Ryan Urie's class, I'm kind of airing myself out
No,
now.
you're good, man.
I did use ChatGPT on one of
Yeah,
the
I
essays.
remember. Yeah,
He caught me right
I
away. He
remember.
caught me right
You know
away.
who actually caught you? It was me.
It was
It
my
was me
yeah,
who caught
oh,
you
man, fuck
no,
you,
no,
man.
because Ryan straight up came to me and he goes, "Hey, do you think this was written?" But he didn't tell me who did it. I didn't see your name or anything on it. He goes, "Do you think this was written at ChatGPT?" And I said, "Let me
Yeah.
look at it." And I started reading it, and I saw some M dashes and some
Yeah.
semicolons, which like I know for a fact. I mean, I love you, Yusuf. You know that.
Yeah. Of
Um,
course.
yeah, you don't know how to use an M dash or a
Nah.
semicolon.
Hey, now I
So,
do. Now I
oh,
do.
so well, yeah, I hope you do now. But yeah, so it was you and what's his face? Who's the other?
Tyler. It was
Yeah, yeah,
Tyler.
yeah, that's
Oh,
right. Yeah,
dude, it was
yeah,
so
both of you
funny.
dudes. Yeah, you both used ChatGPT, and so I told
Uh,
him because he wanted me to put the hammer down at first. He was like, "Why don't you do the disciplinary thing since you're just learning how to be a teacher and everything?" I was like, "No, no, no." I was like, "That's your job, buddy." And
yeah.
so he went, yeah, he did it and
Yeah, he was
everything.
the one who called me into the office to
Yeah,
talk
I called
about
you
it.
into the office and I was like, hey,
Yeah.
he wants to sit. And then I like walked away. I was
Oh
like, I'm
man.
not going to sit here and,
Dude,
lollygag.
that was like the beginning of ChatGPT though.
It
Like I
was. It was
remember
like the first year.
yeah, the
Yeah,
semester before is when it came out,
yeah. Uh-huh.
and I used it to like write a study guide. And okay, airing myself out again.
It's all good, man.
I
You
showed
already
Michelle.
graduated. You can say
Yeah,
this
I
stuff.
know.
It's
There's
not a big
nothing they
deal.
can do about it now. I
Yeah.
showed Michelle my 9-page study guide that I wrote in 10
Yeah.
minutes.
That's right. Yeah,
And she
that's
had no
right.
idea what ChatGPT was. So
Yeah.
I thought like, okay, as time goes on, like, oh, they're not gonna realize. And
Yeah.
next semester rolls around, I write a whole essay with it, and
That's
yeah,
pretty funny. No, I obviously I have to deal with that now,
yeah.
since it's
I
a
bet it's
thing.
even worse now.
It's even worse now, and it's even harder to catch because
Yeah,
like they've gotten those chat GPT things have gotten so good.
yeah,
But obviously I teach mostly English language learners now, so like students who don't
yeah.
speak English that well. So if I
Mhm.
tell them, hey, write 3 sentences for me about this thing that I just showed you, I know
Yeah,
it's going to take them like 20 minutes to write those three
yeah,
sentences.
exactly.
So when they come up to me and they're like, I'm done, like after 5 minutes, and it's like 4 paragraphs, I'm
Yeah.
like, go sit back down and actually write the three fucking
Shit
sentences
got
I
the M
told you.
dashes in it
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
You
everything,
don't even
And
speak
I'm like, you don't
English.
even speak English. Like you can't do that. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. But at the
Yeah,
same token, um, I don't actually mind them using it to translate shit. Like if they want to
yeah,
translate things, like I have no pro, and I've told them that I'm like, if you need to translate something, please by all means do it with ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever you're going to use.
yeah.
I'm I don't know what anything is in, like, I have a lot of Haitian students. I don't know what
Mhm.
anything is in Haitian Creole.
Yeah,
So I know some Spanish, like muy
yeah, yeah.
poquito, right? Or what,
Mhm.
muy pequeño, whatever the hell it is. I know just a little bit. So I can't even translate things in Spanish either. So it's like if they need to translate something to understand it better so then they can give me what I want, that's
Yeah.
fine. And I've had students that I guess like right on the wire of like when I was teaching just straight English, like without the English learner stuff,
Yeah.
I had Haitian and Mexican students who wanted to, write the 4-page essay or whatever I wanted
Yeah.
for me, but they're like, I don't really know a lot of English. And I would tell them that's fine. I'd be like, write it in Spanish or Haitian or
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
and then translate it over into English and send it to me. I think I'll get the gist, and I'll grade
Mhm.
you just based on like your ideas. That's what I told them.
Yeah,
You
yeah, yeah.
know,
You can't really like do it much on like grammar and like
no, no, at that
info
point, yeah,
like
no, no,
stuff
no.
like that.
Yeah, and I would never do that to somebody who was an English learner because I know how difficult. I mean, I still fight. Like, I have a master's degree in writing, and I still
Yeah.
my grammar gets fucked up all the time, especially comma splices. I'm really bad with comma splices. I'll put
Hmm.
comma da 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 comma,
Yeah.
and it's like I'm talking like this, when I'm
Yeah.
when I'd
Wait,
sentences together.
what are the words you can use after a comma splice? It's for and
And but
or but
yeah,
or
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
took
I
an
think.
English writing and composition class last semester.
Oh, did you? Where are you
Yeah.
go? Where are you going right now?
I was at Cal Poly last year,
Oh,
but
nice.
I
What
came
happened?
back to San Diego this year
What happened at Cal
because
Poly?
I just wanted to focus more on music. And Cal Poly was like amazing. San Luis Obispo is a beautiful city.
Yeah,
I
no,
made
I've been there before. Yeah.
amazing friendships and everything, but I knew that like if I really want to lock in and commit with music, then I'd need to come back to San Diego because I have studio out here. Most of my friends out here are also musicians,
Yeah.
and there's just a broader scene, and it's easier to kind of just like push myself into the scene in San Diego
Yeah.
rather than in San Luis Obispo. Like I can get my face out in San Luis Obispo. Like if I
Mhm.
was there right now, I'd probably be like one of the prominent artists over there. Not to like toot my own horn or like have
No,
an
but I
ego or
mean, like,
anything,
but I don't,
but
I
it's a
don't hear a
small
lot.
town.
Yeah.
It's a small
Yeah.
town, you know.
Yeah. There's not a lot of
But
people coming out of St. Louis Obispo.
yeah, but exactly, exactly, and just a combination of that, and I was just kind of getting homesick, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think San Diego is definitely my city, and it's my home.
Yeah.
And if I really wanted to like again commit with music, then being back here is it. And it's worked out like perfectly. Like
Yeah.
I finished the album. I don't know if you listened to it, but like I
No, no, no.
dropped the album last year.
I wanted to go in here uh, kind of blind because I
Hmm.
actually hadn't listened to anything you'd made just because
Hmm.
I hadn't, I wasn't in that peer view of that scene or whatever. And
Yeah,
I make my own music. So I was in the
yeah.
middle of, doing all
Oh,
that
I
shit
didn't
and
know. I
everything.
didn't know you make your own music as
Yeah, I do.
well.
Yeah, if you go on Spotify or Apple Music or any of those places and look up Robert James Cross, it's just a
Yeah,
bunch of me noodling around
yeah.
and shit.
I do
Nothing really.
remember back in the day, you were telling me that you used to. Were you in a band at one point?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
I was in a death metal band
yeah.
called Modessa in
Dude, that's fucking sick.
yeah, in Claremont. Yeah, we broke up. I'll tell that story, I guess, right now. This is a good
Mhm.
one for the podcast. This will be a good
Let's
clip.
hear it. Yeah.
The
Let's clip this. Clip
yeah,
right here. Clip right
clip it
here.
right here. So the band that I was in, Modessa, it was me, these two brothers, Jason and Sean, this guy Dom, who was the bassist, and then this drummer named Omar, and we were like the band had already been at one point, and this was just another iteration of that band. But we were getting closer and closer to like bigger and bigger shows.
Mhm.
We ended up playing Soma, like the side stage of
Nice.
Soma and shit. Yeah, it was real cool.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, no, it was great, and we were gonna get paid that day. For that Soma show, but what happened was is that the lead singer Jason, his wife at the time, he'd gotten married to her, she stole the money and took off.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And she went to Las Vegas or something. I forget the
Oh,
whole story. And this
throw
is
all on the blackjack
yeah, yeah, yeah.
table.
All this, yeah, yeah, yeah. She just split with all the money, and so then the band I think played two more shows, and then we kind of broke up. But
Yeah.
but they made a nut. We were thinking about getting back together. We went and we jammed what like I want to say 10 years after that happened, we jammed
Yeah.
and we were like, yeah, we should do this again. And then like nothing came of it. And my brother was going to join at one point. My brother's a way better guitarist than me. And I've been playing guitar for 27 years now. 1999 is when
Wow.
I started. Yeah. And so, but my brother's way better than I am. I'll always admit to that. He's just better at doing all the like shit and
Yeah, yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Like I have this right next to me, my nine
The
string
sweet thing.
guitar. Look at this thing.
Holy.
Nine strings right
Is
here.
that like a
Yeah, yeah.
gent?
No, yeah, kind of. Yeah, yeah. But look at that.
Dude, that's
It's
fucking
like, yeah,
crazy.
it's pretty cool. But
Does it have the headless tuner?
yeah, yeah. It's all headless, and the
Oh,
headless tune.
that's
Yeah, the
fucking
headless tuners are right there, like that,
oh, that
right
is
there, down
fucking
there.
sick.
Yeah,
You know Kiesel guitars?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they make a lot of models like that.
Yeah, no, they're pretty cool. No, but
Okay,
yeah. Go ahead.
I have a question.
Yeah,
Okay,
go ahead.
in between her fleeing to Las Vegas with your guys' money and the two shows you played after that, was
Yeah.
there ever a conversation where you're like, "Yo, why'd your wife take all our
Oh well,
money?"
yeah, there was. Yeah, there was. And what's it called? People were upset. He was obviously more upset because it was his wife who split, and then they had to get a divorce after that. It was a whole fucking thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she had just had a baby, or she was pregnant when they met, but like it wasn't his kid; it was somebody else's kid.
Bro,
It was wild. I mean,
shit gets
I love.
crazy and
I still talk
crazy.
to Jason. He's probably if he's listening to this, I'm sorry for airing all your dirty laundry out, but like that's what happened. I mean, that was like but she
Yeah.
stole the money for the band, and then and she split, and then yeah. We never got our record deal or anything, which
Damn.
sucked. But but I think I talked to a couple of I talked to most of the people in the band, and a lot of them actually didn't want a record deal because of how cheap the record companies are. They kind of give
Yeah, bro.
yeah, they give you like barely anything unless and even when you um play shows, we were gonna play like a shit ton of shows or whatever, and we weren't gonna be paid that much. And my
Yeah.
buddies in the band were like, we do construction. We made more money doing construction than
Yeah,
we would
exactly.
playing
They
music.
they take they take a lot of the ticket sales and even the venue. Here's the thing with like performing at venues. I feel
Yeah.
like the main way to make money off of it, because
It's
first of
merch,
all,
right?
is it's merchandise.
Yeah,
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 if you
yeah.
want to like play at, let's say, you want to play Queen Bee's in North Park,
Yeah.
it'll probably cost you $2,000 to rent out that venue for the night.
Yeah.
You have to make either $2,000 in ticket sales on your own
Yep.
or get a bunch of bands to play and you guys collectively make $2,000 in
Mhm.
ticket sales. Let's say you guys only make 1,500. Okay, that 500, the rest of
Is
it is
you.
getting pulled out of all of your
Yeah,
guys'
yeah,
pockets.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
guys got to pay that. And if you are lucky to break even, then you get a split. But then it's like
Yeah.
what? If you make 2,500 bucks, there's five bands playing. Each
Yeah.
band has five
Five hundred
members.
dollars.
That's 25
Yeah.
people. The 500 divided by 25, I don't know how much that is,
Yeah.
but
It's not a lot of
it's not
money.
like you're making much, you know?
Yeah, it's not a lot
And
of money.
even when you have a label too, it's like, I mean, I'm not signed, so I'm
Yeah.
not really too knowledgeable on how labels are nowadays, but I
Yeah.
did intern for one back in 11th grade when we were doing the
Yeah,
internships.
I remember that.
And I can say from firsthand experience, these guys are snaky. These
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
are conniving. They
Yeah.
they are money hungry. They like to take the money for themselves. You know, they'll only give like I feel like I shouldn't get into like details about it. I don't know
No,
it's like NDA type of situation, but like
whatever, yeah.
they're
Just
not
yeah,
giving
you could just say like I don't know, like
they're
let's
not
pretend.
they're yeah, let's pretend you signed Sublime,
Yeah,
okay?
okay.
Sublime is only gonna make around 15 to 20% of the royalties in numbers and like or money, I would say,
Yeah.
from each stream.
Yeah.
And there's like a whole bunch of other things that go into it, like sync licensing and like
Yeah.
all this other stuff. But point is, if you're in a label or you're signed to a label, you're probably not going to make much money from it. And with Spotify as well,
Yeah.
I think the number is, wait, hold on, I'm going to turn my light on earlier.
No, you're good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're all right. There we go. Look at that.
There we
That
go.
looks nice now. Look at that.
Thank you. So with Spotify, I watched a video about it.
Uh-huh.
I think for every 250 million streams you get is
Yeah.
$5,000.
Oh my God.
That's it. So
That's
if you want to
crazy.
like survive, if you want to be an independent artist making your money solely just from streaming,
Yeah.
you gotta be
It's
doing
not gonna
numbers
happen.
on
Yeah, it's
every
not gonna
song,
happen.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
And I don't know what the conversion rate is for like Apple Music and like
yeah. Yeah.
SoundCloud and all these other sites, but I can't imagine it's much better.
Like I said, I have my music on all those Spotify, all that other bullshit. And
Mhm.
I uh I went to go because I released all the music I've recorded from 2004 to 2024. I released it all in three
Mhm.
albums, and there was 143 tracks or something like that, 42
Damn.
tracks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like a shit ton of tracks. And so I released all.
You released that recently.
Yeah, yeah, that was I released that last year on my birthday, so
Yeah.
August of last
Yeah.
year. And then I believe in on Halloween of last year, I released a 50 track like
Yeah. I
sketches
remember
album,
that.
right? And
I
so
remember that.
all that together, so that's like 190 something tracks, right?
Hmm.
Um, a lot, but a lot of it's shit. Like I'll admit to it. Like I said, it's like sketches and things like it's me
Yeah, yeah.
noodling around. It's not some huge thing.
I did the
Um,
same thing
yeah,
in
yeah.
July.
And
I dropped
how much money have you made so far? I know how much I've made. Oh, you made
zero.
zero. Well,
I made nothing.
yeah, I looked at my thing and it's well, I can't get any money until it hits $10 apparently.
Yeah. Oh
But
wow.
it's at like 38 cents or something. I made
Okay.
38 cents off of
Hey, just
this
drop
music of me.
5,000 more songs.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's right. Yeah, yeah. So like, and I know that it's the same like on YouTube. They tell you
Yeah.
that what's it called? If you want to make a streaming or like a YouTube video that's got like 4 hours long of like I don't know ambient music or something like that,
Yeah.
uh, that those are the ones that make the money because people put it on in the background and they just sit there
Exactly.
and they stream over and over again and
Yeah.
shit. And then so I mean I thought about doing that at one point. I was like, hey, why not? You know, I mean I'll make a little
Yeah.
bit of money doing that, but I'm like do I want to do that and like completely fuck over my kind of my morals and all that just for
Yeah.
cash? And I'm like,
I
no.
I saw this thing recently. Have you ever watched those like 10-hour campfire, like
Yeah,
10-hour
yeah, I've seen that.
fireplace
Yeah,
video?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw this thing recently. One of those guys who like uploads those videos is like a millionaire
Yeah,
now.
millionaire because of that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People just play it all the time.
Yeah,
It's
well,
smart
yeah.
though.
Well,
It
part
is a
of it is
smart.
because they have to put ads like in
Yeah.
between them and shit.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
10 hours of ads, I mean, with ads, you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
that's gonna give you something.
Yeah.
Um what so again, I haven't heard anything. I haven't listened to any of your music. I'm being honest with you, you know, obviously.
It's okay.
What
If I'm honest, I haven't listened to any of yours
yeah,
either.
you see what I mean?
I
Like
knew
so
you dropped music too, but
yeah, yeah, yeah. We drop music. We don't listen to it. It's all good. I was gonna listen to it before I talked to you, but then, like I said, I was thinking, I was like, I want to go in dry because if I don't
mhm.
go in dry, then I'm gonna be like, I don't want to be judgmental or anything like that,
Nah,
um,
whatever. I
or
wouldn't
whatever.
care
You know, I mean, I
either
didn't
way.
want to do that shit. But what kind of music is it? What would you kind of categorize it as?
The closest thing I could say is like synthy jazz fusion.
Synthy jazz fusion. So
Yeah.
what do you use to make this synthy jazz fusion?
Okay. Well, the DAW I use FL Studio,
Okay,
and I've been on it since January 2022
okay,
is when I started producing.
got it.
And then, well, the main instruments I play is like classical
So
guitar.
nice.
There's a lot of like Brazilian samba, like bossa nova influence
Cool.
mixed in with like kind of the synthy. I wouldn't say like electronic, but
Yeah.
think of like think of a Wii.
Yeah,
Think
yeah.
about Nintendo music.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like
That's like the
da, da,
closest
da,
thing
da,
to it.
da, like that kind of
Yeah,
shit. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
like bossa jazzy kind of
Yeah.
synthy type of stuff.
Have you heard like it's when you said that to me, I started thinking about that Japanese city you
The
know what I'm
city
talking about?
pop.
City
Yeah,
pop.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Does it sound kind of like that a little bit?
Kind of. I feel like that stuff is a lot more like funky though.
Okay,
My
got it.
stuff is a
Yeah.
lot more leaning on like the jazz end, but here like each song I make is kind of different, you know. They all
Yeah.
kind of fall into like the same type of category. Like I feel like if you heard my music, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's like one of Yusuf's songs," you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But like each song is so different. Like one of them has like, for example, the second track off the new album, Alarming.
Uh-huh.
The whole track it has like a steady like a conga and like tabla beat
Yeah.
going on with like crazy strings and like 808s hitting, and then it
Okay.
goes into like a nice like electric guitar, and
Yeah.
then it goes into a whole like synthy jazz like ending, and then the next song is like a reggae song,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like my version of a reggae song, so like more
Yeah.
jazzy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think
So I
like the
would I
main
would I
piece,
would be judgy about that because I'm not a massive fan of reggae. My
nah,
wife
it's
my
okay.
wife is a massive fan of reggae. She
Yeah.
loves reggae, and I'm just
Oh, I
not.
love
And if
reggae.
she hears this, she knows. My wife knows that I'm not a huge reggae fan. Who's your
Did
who's your
you?
favorite who's your favorite reggae person or people, whatever?
Oh,
Who would you say?
oh,
She'll probably know who they are if you say it out loud.
yeah.
I mean,
What's
I
his
know
name?
you said Sublime. I don't mean
No,
people.
I
I
don't
don't
even
consider
listen to
them
Sublime.
reggae, but
No,
yeah.
I don't even listen to them.
Oh, you know? Yeah,
I
yeah.
had to do their Instagram posts when I was interning for them though. But
You interned for Sublime? Yeah.
yeah, for their record label, Surf Dog Records. Yeah, those guys suck. I hope they're watching this. You guys suck. But
That's funny.
I'd say I forgot his first name, but I think it's George Laxey. It's
Okay.
something Laxey, and there's another guy from San Diego.
Okay.
Um, fuck, I'm blanking,
No,
but
it's all good. Yeah, yeah. I've been to a
I'll
shit
send
ton
it
of
over to
these.
you after
Yeah,
this.
yeah. I've been to a shit ton of these reggae shows, obviously,
Yeah.
because of my wife. And I mean, I mean, I dig the energy that the fans bring, obviously, and all
Hmm.
that stuff like that. It's just like all the songs sound the same to me.
No,
They all
it's
have
all
the,
the same.
they all sound the same. They all got that
Yeah.
fucking delay reverb snare drum.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's
does
like
that and
bo,
then
bo, bo,
tink,
bo, bo,
tink,
bo. Yeah.
tink,
Yeah.
tink,
The drums
tink,
are like
tink. Yeah, 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 yeah. Or
it's all the same.
you know
Yeah.
that. Oh my god.
Oh God. They all sound the exact same.
Yeah,
But like you were saying with the people who put on like the ambient music
yeah,
and just
yeah.
let it play in the
It's the same
background,
shit. Yeah,
all
yeah,
the time whenever I'm driving, I have like those Studio One reggae mixes where it's like all those back in Jamaica, there was like this thing called Studio One,
yeah. Uh-huh.
which is like the Motown reggae.
Oh, so
And
it's
like
like that, like where Bob Marley started and all that shit, like
yeah,
that kind of thing.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if he
yeah.
started at Studio One, but it's like
He was
that whole
around, I'm
genre.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I mean, a bunch of his songs are in those mixes that I
yeah, yeah,
listen
yeah, I'm
to.
sure.
But it's
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
like kind of, I wouldn't say jazzy, but it's like those soul progressions
Yeah,
with
yeah,
reggae rather than doing just like whatever Sublime does.
yeah.
But I
Yeah.
find I find those a lot better for me to listen to. I don't know. I just love jazz stuff. Like I
That's
love
good.
jazz chords, the
Who are
seventh
the yeah,
chords.
who are the jazz people? So who like influenced you the most to make this kind of music? Like who were the artists that you listened to or that you saw live or whatever
Well,
that you were like, holy shit, I need to do that.
yeah, I mean, like, of course, the top dog for me has always been Tyler, the Creator, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
only because,
All
like,
right.
he's been like my favorite artist since I was in sixth grade.
Nice.
Like, I
All right.
remember like hearing his music like genuinely changed like my brain. I wouldn't be doing anything I'm doing now if it wasn't for him.
Okay.
I probably wouldn't be going to high tech if I wasn't
Oh,
listening to him.
really?
I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have the
Okay.
friends I have, just like all the way. But honestly, nowadays,
Have you ever seen him live?
oh, I've seen him live plenty of
Oh,
times.
okay. All
Yeah,
right.
he was
Okay.
my first concert I
Oh,
went
was he? Oh,
to.
okay.
Yeah, I
There you
went to his
go.
music festival. Like.
Nice.
I don't really keep tabs on like much of what he's doing nowadays, but I mean, I listened to his recent album and like his music is still good. I just
Yeah.
don't listen to him as much anymore.
Yeah.
But I'd say my top people, there's this guy from Geneva, Switzerland.
Okay.
His name is Varnish La Piscine. I highly recommend you and whoever is watching this to go listen to his music. He
Yeah.
makes like I don't know if you've ever heard like Pharrell's music,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like
The Neptunes and the all
yeah,
that
like
stuff.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
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 it's
yeah.
like imagine mixing the Neptunes with like well, I guess Tyler the Creator. Like
Okay.
mix the
Yeah.
two together, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know, just something about French, like French singing over like some groovy like percussion with like
Yeah.
his chord choices, just everything about his music is like everything I love in a
Now,
song. Like
do you know a lot about music theory?
not much.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of it, but I like can't put a name to it, you know? Like
Yeah.
I know this chord works if I do this chord right after,
Hmm.
or I can play a major seventh, take it to a dominant seventh, and then
Yeah.
it'll work good if I do
See,
that. But
I
like
don't even know any of that,
I
and
don't
I've
know the
been playing
names.
for as longer than you've been alive, and so
Yeah.
like that's I don't know. I've never learned how to read music or anything. Just
Nah, I
recently,
suck at that shit.
yeah, just recently I bought a piano, and I've
Nice.
been like trying to figure. And it's funny because like I'll play like by ear. I'm a lot better by ear
Hmm.
than I am
Hmm.
by looking at shit. If I look at
Yeah.
something, I feel like I fuck it up like almost every time. And then I try
100%.
to translate what I do
Yeah.
by ear onto the paper and it just doesn't. Yeah.
Oh,
So
hell
I'm
no.
doing my best. I'm doing my best. But
No, I've never been able to
yeah.
read sheet music. Even
No.
last year at Cal Poly, I was studying music and I had to
Okay.
take a bunch of these classes. And they're trying to learn me how to sight read and do all this stuff. And I was just like, listen, I've played my instruments for years now and I don't know how to read this. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't do it. They're trying to get me to play along. I'm like, I can't do this. This is
Is that
not the
what you
way
were
I
is that
play.
what you were majoring in when you went over there
Yeah,
was
I
music? Yeah.
was. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Are
Now
you what yeah, what
I'm
do you do
doing
now?
film media and or film, TV and media production now.
Okay, film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Film. So I don't know if you know this or whether or not, because I think we're only friends on Instagram, and I don't know
Mm.
whether or not I've divulged any of this stuff. But I've been doing acting lately. I've been in some
Really?
movies. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think I have seen some stuff about that on your
Yeah, yeah,
story.
yeah. I've been doing some movies and shit. And so I'm wondering, like, what films are the ones that like are quintessential to your like life?
Oh,
What films?
number one, 21 Jump Street.
Oh,
What an
geez.
amazing movie. Like, you just really can't top 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, I
It is
guess
such a
not, huh?
great movie.
You said you're
I
studying
wouldn't say it's
film now?
inspiring. I wouldn't say it's inspiring, but it's
Uh,
definitely in my quintessential. If we're talking about inspiration, I'd say
I meant like movies that like yeah, that like in spot like that you watch and you're like, holy shit, I want to do this. I want to like make film.
yeah.
Like in 21 Jump Street, you can't use that one.
No,
So
no, no, definitely not. Number one, I'd probably say The Shining.
oh yeah, that's a classic.
Just what
Kubrick.
a
Yeah,
beautiful movie. Yeah,
Kubrick shit. Yeah,
all of
yeah,
Kubrick's films
yeah,
are
yeah,
amazing. Um, the Tarantino movies too, like
yeah,
Inglourious
yeah,
Bastards.
classic.
Um,
Yeah.
well, I watched one recently. Wait, can you name the Tarantino films?
Oh, all of them? Okay. There's
Name the
Reservoir
popular ones.
Dogs. There's Pulp
Yeah.
Fiction.
I watched Pulp
There's
Fiction recently.
yeah.
That was
There's
really good.
Four Rooms. Have you ever seen Four Rooms?
Mm-mm.
So that's him, Robert Rodriguez, and I forget who the other director is. I think it's three or four. It's four different directors,
Mhm.
and each room is a different director. And there's a bellhop who's going to each room to like
Okay.
get the yeah. It's a great fucking movie. Anyway,
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino's in it. So
Yeah.
Four Rooms. What's after that? There's Pulp Fiction, Death Proof. That's that one that he did with the car and all that
I don't know
shit.
if I've seen that one.
Yeah, there's Inglourious Bastards, Hateful Eight, Django Unchained. Uh,
Django Unchained.
Django
That
Unchained's a
is such a
classic.
great
Yeah,
movie. I watched
yeah.
that with my dad recently. That's a really good
Did you
movie.
like that one? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a really good one.
amazing. And
Yeah, it's a
also
classic.
the Wes Anderson movies too, like Grand Budapest
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hotel.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah. Yeah.
I think his style is definitely I don't know if you've seen like the videos or the album teasers like I've
That
posted
you've
on my
been
Instagram and
making?
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been
Yeah.
watching. Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah,
Does that your
those
music?
are
Is your
all
music in those?
yeah, that's my
Okay, so
music.
then I've
Yeah.
heard your music. Yeah,
Yeah, there
yeah.
we go.
I thought you were stealing that music from because it was
No,
really good.
hell no.
It
But
was,
yeah, I'd say that definitely Wes Anderson stuff is definitely like the biggest inspiration for like my film technique and like my film style. So like Grand
nice.
Budapest,
Yeah.
Isle of Dogs,
Okay.
Moonrise
Yeah,
Kingdom,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I watched last year The Phoenician Scheme.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if you
I heard
saw
that.
that
No,
one.
I haven't seen it. I heard it's good though. I heard it's
It has
really good.
Benicio del
Yeah, I
Toro
love
and
him. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
he's a great actor. Michael Cera was in it,
Yeah, he's all right.
oddly enough, but
He's okay. No, no,
yeah, he's all
he's
right,
not.
but
Yeah,
his character is all right.
he's
His
no
character is all
Benicio del
right.
Toro,
You
but I
know,
mean, he's okay.
dead ass though. But yeah, I'd say Phoenician Scheme and Grand Budapest are probably like the top inspirations for like how my film style works. And like
Okay.
I'm very new to this stuff. Like
Are you?
the whole
Yeah,
world of film, like before I'm not really much of like a movie show watcher. Like I'd say I'm
yeah.
much more of like a YouTube type of person. But I mean,
What are they
of
making
course,
you watch in your film class?
actually surprisingly enough, I haven't taken any film classes yet. I
Oh, but yeah,
started
so you okay? So you start when do you
yeah,
start doing that?
on February 2nd when I go back to
Nice. All
school.
right.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably going to hear a lot of different names.
Yeah.
One of those names is hopefully going to be Akira Kurosawa. I don't know if you've heard of that guy.
Mm-mm.
That's he did the a movie called Seven Samurai. Have you heard of that
Okay.
movie?
No, I
No.
haven't.
Okay.
Enlighten me.
Yeah. So Seven Sam. Have you heard of the Magnificent Seven, the movie with the cowboys? You ever heard of
No.
that one? So
Um,
there's a movie that the Americans, they love to adapt everything. So
yeah.
Seven Samurai was a movie that was made by Akira Kurosawa, and then it got adapted into America as The Magnificent Seven, which was like this Western where
Okay.
instead of samurai, they transferred it over into
The
cowboys. But
Cowboys.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I implore you to watch if you're especially if you're studying film, watch everything that Kurosawa made because his eye for he's basically like I mean I love Kubrick, believe me, I love everything
Yeah,
he
yeah.
did, but I feel like Kurosawa was like way ahead of him as far as
Yeah,
like
yeah.
everything.
Uh,
So yeah, you're gonna hear Kurosawa, you're gonna hear of Orson Welles, Citizen Kane. You ever seen Citizen Kane?
yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't watched it, but I've seen clips
you
of
need
it.
to watch Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane's a
Yeah.
classic, and and part of the actually the beginning of the movie they show his they show Citizen Kane's house, like his mansion and
Mhm.
stuff. All of that was filmed at Balboa Park. It's all
Really?
Balboa Park. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all
Oh,
like Balboa
no
Park
way.
back in like the 30s and the 20s and shit.
That's
Yeah, yeah.
insane.
It's pretty cool. What else? I mean, there's a lot, dude. I could fucking sit here forever because I mean, I did my own like film school for myself,
Mhm.
kind of thing. And I
Yeah.
sat there and I watched like all these like old movies and new movies and all that
Yeah.
shit. And there's this movie called or this documentary series called Film. I think it's called Film the Story So Far. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And watch that documentary because that touches on like everything I'm talking about right now, but then like everything else in between, all the different countries. There's Frederick Fellini. Have you heard of Fellini?
Yeah, I have heard of
Yeah,
Fellini.
Fellini. There's Fellini from Italy. There's I mean, again, I'm like blanking on a bunch of shit, but yeah, my I don't know if I think I talked about this when I was in your class or when I was teaching was that my grandfather was an actor and he had back in Hollywood back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And but he did mostly like TV shows and shit. He was in a couple movies, but nothing like huge. But he was in Bonanza, he was in Gunsmoke, he was in Mission Impossible, this TV show, not the movie, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in all that shit. Like what became the movie was what,
Yeah.
he was in that shit. But like so Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, right?
Great movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Great
So
movie.
Quentin Tarantino was in the he was talking about what inspired him like while making it and what inspired Leonardo DiCaprio's character. And he was like, I watched all of Gunsmoke, all of Bonanza, all of The Rifleman. He like watched all those Western shows to get
Yeah.
into the headspace of that guy. And I'm thinking in my
Yeah.
head, I'm like, as he's saying that, I'm like, my grandfather he was on those shows a bunch because he played like the bad guy of the week. And
Yeah.
so like he
Was
was
he
on
like one of the lead characters in like those movies and shows and stuff?
No, he wasn't a lead character. He was like a lead bad guy. But it
Yeah.
was like but it's like he would be changed up like every he was white like I am. He was an Irish guy.
Yeah.
And they would darken his face with like brown paint and they'd make him into like a Mexican bad guy. And so he'd have a
Yeah.
sombrero on, a little mustache, and he'd be like
Yeah.
El Cortez or some shit, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's like a white Irish guy,
It's
my
like that
grandfather.
it's like that one movie with
Oh, Tropic
Robert Downey
Thunder.
Jr.
Yeah,
Tropic
Tropic Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
That shit's so funny.
That's exactly what it was. But no, what are you looking to do with this film degree once you get it, if you get a film degree?
Honestly, I'm hoping it doesn't even work out. I'm hoping music is what takes me off, and then
Okay.
I can just have film on the side.
On the back burner.
Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
just
because
in case.
I want my stuff. Because with music, I don't want to just be known as a musician. I want to be known as like just an innovator. You know,
Yeah.
like I remember. Okay, crazy to quote Kanye,
It's
but
all good.
Kanye said
Yeah.
this one. He was like,
We've talked
"I
about
want to."
Kanye. We've talked about Kanye on this show a couple
Yeah.
times, actually. Yeah, no, I love Kanye. But I love Kanye. I don't love Kanye's politics. But
Yeah, exactly. But he said once, he said he wants to be forgotten. And you would think like, why would you want to be forgotten? Like everything you're saying is never gonna make you forgotten. But he
yeah.
was talking about how like the guy who made the stop sign. Nobody knows who made the stop sign. His name wasn't like Richard Stop, you know. Nobody knows him, but the stop sign is still around to this day, you
Yeah.
know. And that's the type of person I want to be. I don't care if people forget me when I die, but I want to have something that like will leave the mark on like the rest of everybody. And it
Yeah.
sounds ambitious right now coming from a 19-year-old, but I don't
Whatever,
know.
man. Yeah,
We'll just wait
yeah.
30 years and see what happens.
That's
But
right. Yeah, I was 19 once.
yeah,
20, yeah, 21 years ago I was 19.
yeah.
And so when you were born, or yeah, 21 years ago I was 19. So longer than you've been alive. That was when I was
Mhm.
19. And
Yeah.
I didn't have
It's
any
crazy.
aspirations or dreams like that at all. So the fact that you
Mhm.
do have those, I feel like is
Yeah.
a good sign that you'll probably end up hopefully achieving them.
Hopefully, I think over the past couple of years, I've definitely gotten more and more ambitious, but I think it's just kind of always been in my blood to like just kind of put myself out there and like push myself to like be more than what I was yesterday.
It's good.
Especially when it comes to like the creative stuff and the things that I like. Like I think it's in my bones to create. Like
Yeah.
it's in my blood to like just make things, whether it's music or it's clothes or it's films or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think over the years, especially because I started making music in January 2022. Like I
Uh-huh.
said, like that's when I first touched like a DAW. It's the
Yeah.
first time I ever produced a beat. Over the years, I've of course kept producing every single day or like taken breaks and always gone back and everything. And just to see the progression of how far I've come in the last, how long it was 2022. Wow, 4 years now.
Yeah.
In the last 4 years, to see now I have two albums under my belt. I
Mhm.
have a bunch of like not a bunch, but like I have album trailers I've made. I have like
Mhm.
a lot of like creative filming work that I've done, and I don't know, it's just I still feel so young, so it makes me kind of hopeful seeing that like I've already done this much and I've already like put together all these pieces to like create this little world I have surrounding my music and my creative like space, and I'm only 19 years old.
That's
I think it's
good.
kind of I like to give myself a pat on the back for
No,
that
it's good.
sometimes because I feel
Yeah,
like there's a lot of kids my age who are kind of
well,
directionless,
yeah, they just
and I
fuck
don't
off
say
all
that,
day. That's what
yeah,
they do.
and I don't say that in like a in a disrespectful way. If anything, I want everybody my age and younger and everybody to realize what their full potential is.
Hmm.
Like at the end of every single one of my shows, I always do a little outro speech. And the whole gist of it is like, look at me standing up here. I'm basically the same age, if not younger, than most of you guys who are standing in this crowd. And look what I was able to achieve. Like, look at yourself and do the things that you love to do. And I
Yeah,
think that a lot of people just kind of hold themselves back from like what they really want to do and their full potential because they're so scared of like
yeah, they're
what if it
afraid.
doesn't work out, what
Yeah,
are
yeah,
people gonna think, what are this and that, oh what if this Instagram post doesn't get enough likes, blah blah blah, blah. Who gives a fuck,
yeah.
who gives a
That's right.
fuck, you're
Yeah,
do what you love at the end of the day and everything will just fall into place.
yeah.
Of course I get anxious and I like doubt myself sometimes like, oh, what if music doesn't work out, what if I'm a homeless bum in 20 years from now,
You won't be,
like,
but yeah.
dude, that's my biggest fear. But
Well,
I cannot.
I have been a homeless bum, and let me tell you, it's not fun. But I mean, I
Yeah,
was able to get
exactly.
my shit together, so I'm sure you'll
Yeah,
be fine.
exactly.
But
But
no, yeah, no, I was gonna ask you, what what do you where do you see yourself in 5 years? In five
mm,
years time, where do you see yourself? So you'll be 24, right?
I'll be
In five
24.
24, where do you see yourself? After, so what has
Mm,
have you graduated college at that point, or have you
I will
dropped
have
out and
graduated.
become a
If
multi-billion
music
dollar
Okay,
musician?
I think even if music dude, honestly, I
Mhm.
think if music works out, I'm probably still gonna continue with school just to satisfy my mom. Because I've even brought that conversation up with her. I was like, okay, let's say I'm a millionaire in a couple years from now.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
still gonna make me go through school? She was like, yeah, get your
Fuck
degree.
yeah. Are you
And
kidding
I was
me?
like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
you know what? Whatever.
yeah.
Something could happen along the way. I lose my career.
What does your mom do for work?
She's an interior designer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And your dad, what does he do?
He has a private transportation company. Fancy
Sweet.
Uber.
No,
Yeah.
fancy Uber, nice.
Yeah.
And did they were so they weren't born here, right? Did they immigrate
No.
from where are they from?
My dad was born in Morocco, in
Nice.
Rabat, the capital city, and then he moved to Chicago when he was 19 or
Okay.
18. He was my
18.
age.
Okay.
And then he moved to San Diego like some 10, 15 years later.
And did he meet your
And then
mother in Morocco or?
no, he met her here in San Diego. So she was born in Calgary,
Oh,
Alberta.
okay.
And then she moved down here when she was 13. And then I think they met when she was like I don't know, like 1920.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Nice.
yeah, they met in San Diego in Hillcrest at Taste
Oh
of
wow.
Pie.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh,
Nice, nice, nice.
but yeah,
Yeah. Do you feel like you have to do something like because of that? Like do
no,
you have
not
to
at all.
become something because
No,
your
not at all.
your parents aren't like, you know,
If anything, it pushes me even more to go crazy with music and to make this
yeah.
stuff work. Like my biggest goal with all of this is never to like satisfy my own like money dreams and like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want a yacht, I don't want a mansion, I don't want anything. Like my main goal, and I've told both of my parents and I've told
Uh,
my family this, like my first big check I'm making, it's going to everybody else that's believed in me from the
that's
very
right.
start. And it's amazing. I'm very grateful and very lucky to have a great support system.
That's
Like both
awesome.
my parents come to my shows.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
like all my family comes to my shows. Like all my friends. I just have a great support system and everybody believes in me. And it makes me really happy because it pushes me more and more to do this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's good to know in the back of my mind that I don't have any ill intentions with any of
No.
the stuff I'm doing. And especially when it comes to the money aspect of it. Like all my people know like I'm blessing everybody once that day comes, hopefully, you know?
But don't bless them too much. I don't know if you've heard that
No, yeah,
I don't know if
no.
you heard that story of
It's like
what's
the
it called?
lottery.
No, what's his name? MC Hammer. You ever heard that
What
MC
happened?
Hammer story? So
No, what
so
happened with
so
them?
MC Hammer was, you know who he is, right? The
Yeah, yeah, of
can't
course.
touch this, all that
Yeah.
shit. So he apparently had a gigantic entourage with him at like all times, and he paid all those people and gave them loans and all that other shit. Anyway,
Oh
his
God.
millions of dollars went away very quickly, and he
Yeah.
was
No,
like,
I
yeah,
bet.
he was broke very fast. And so, yeah, yeah, it is good to like bless the people around you, but at the same
Mhm.
time, like, don't forget yourself. You
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what I mean?
of
Don't
course.
forget because you
No,
know.
all of this is purely like hypothetical. I feel like I'm kind of exaggerating it a little bit too. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make $1 million. I'm gonna bless everybody. This
Doesn't sound exaggerated to me, man. It sounds like a dream, like a
It
goal.
is.
You
It
know,
is the dream. It is the goal. And
good.
that's honestly, it's all I want to do. Like, I cannot at all imagine myself working an office job, sitting in a chair, like just sitting in front of a computer all day. That's just not how I'm wired. That's not how
Yeah.
my brain works. I'm not built for something like that. And I'm so glad
And
I
don't
found
become a
music.
teacher, whatever you do.
Oh God. Hell no. I'm sorry. Like, as great of a teacher you were, I could never do that. You guys have way too much patience. Like I would not
Well,
have had that patience with these
some of us
kids.
do. Some of us do. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I would
Yeah.
not have had this patience with these kids, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did who did you have? So you know, I was there your 11th grade year. Who'd you have after me? Did you have an English after me?
Yeah, it was this guy named Peter Jana.
Yeah, what was he
Yeah.
like?
Yeah, he was kind of an old fart, you know. It's funny. I mean, I don't think this will ever lead back to him, but
No, who
so I'm just
knows?
gonna say it. But
Whatever.
I thought he was like 70 or 80 years old, and then like the last week of school, I asked him, I was like, "Okay, how old are you, man?" And he was
Yeah.
like 52. I
Oh
was like,
wow.
"Bro,
Okay.
brother,
Yeah.
brother."
That's
But no,
yeah.
he sucked. Like
Yeah.
I felt really bad for him. Like he was trying. It was his first year. Like I definitely had some empathy for him.
Yeah.
But that guy just like just couldn't do
What
it.
did he make you read?
I don't think he even made us read anything.
Oh really?
I
Yeah.
honestly can't remember anything we did in that class.
That's crazy.
Like
Yeah.
at least in like the class I had with you, like I can
Yeah.
still remember like the essays we wrote and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the topics we studied and everything. Man, that class I don't remember anything.
Yeah. No, my favorite part of the favorite part of the class that I did with you guys was the when we did the comic book stuff. Like
Oh,
I
the
think
comic
that
books
was
were so much
yeah,
fun.
that was fun. That was a good time. And I
Mhm.
still have a bunch of those.
Yeah.
I still have them. I didn't throw them away or anything.
Mhm. We also
Um
made up board games too, I
yeah, the
remember.
board game. Yeah, that was yeah,
Yeah.
those the what's it called? Board games for like the science, the biology board
Yeah,
games or
the
whatever it was.
biology board
Yeah, yeah,
game.
no, that was pretty. Yeah, those were
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
was
still have
really fun.
pictures of all those. Yeah,
I remember we all went to what's it called? We went to the safari park
we did.
and
Yeah, that
we
was
did
fun.
that
Yeah,
thing
that was fun.
with
Yeah,
the California condors.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's funny.
They called me the Rizzler because I yeah, well because I was walking and there was some woman was like she was like just standing there by the street or whatever, like by one
Yeah.
of the trails or whatever. And I like walked by and I was like, "Oh, is this the way we go?" And she goes, yeah." And she like looked at me a certain way and like I forget who I was with. I was with somebody from our class,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Wow, man, Mr. Cross is or Robert's a Rizzler," and I
Oh
was
my
like, "Get
God.
out of here."
That is like the most like 11th grade thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I was rizzing
That's
it
so
up,
funny.
talking about Rizzle. I was like,
Yeah, do you still keep in contact with any of the teachers and stuff or any of the staff from
I mean,
high school?
I still talk to Ryan occasionally, obviously,
That's good.
just like to tell him about like what jobs I get and shit like that, because I know he's interested in that, and it's been difficult and tough because after I got out of high tech, I didn't get a job straight away. Like
Yeah.
I had to go and substitute teach for a
Yeah.
year, like
You got
after
your
that.
master's though.
Well, yeah, I
Congratulations
did.
on
Yeah, I
that.
got my yeah, through all that. I got that with in teaching, and
Yeah.
then again, what does that mean? Nothing. I mean, like I
I
felt like
think I think it's an evolving term as life
it
goes on.
is. Yeah, and one day AI will be doing it. I've always said that. I said that
Oh, dude, I've
they're never
already
going to
been
need
seeing
us.
ads. I've already
Yeah,
been
yeah.
seeing ads for schools where it's like, okay, their whole curriculum is through AI.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's ridiculous.
I'm not going to lie and say that because they told us at the end of I want to say at the end of the master's degree program, they told us they said, it's not um they're like it's not a bad thing if you use AI to like make a lesson plan. They said it
Yeah.
wouldn't be a bad thing. And so I
Yeah.
did that. I did that a couple times just to see if it like anything. Obviously I tweaked it afterwards,
Yeah,
but
yeah, of
like
course.
I mean as far as like lesson plans go, it wasn't the worst thing in the world. It
Yeah.
didn't, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but I always find that like the whatever AI you do use, and we've talked about AI on my podcast a few times, and both the
Mhm.
bad and the good, right? And so the bad would be that like AI is only as smart as what you put into it, right?
Yeah.
So if you feed it all the information of like what it is to be a teach, like all these different lesson plans and shit like that, then yeah, maybe it will pop out some fucking great lesson plan or whatever. But
Yeah.
if you feed it like, for example, like a bunch of business shit and a bunch of whatever, science stuff, then if I go to ask it to do a lesson plan for English, is it going to give me something good? Probably
No.
not, because
No.
it has no kind
It
of
doesn't
like,
have that type of like
yeah,
knowledge.
it doesn't have that knowledge exactly, and it's just like human beings, right? Like
Yeah.
if I asked you, like we talked about the theory in the beginning, right? It's like, what do you know about physics,
Yeah.
right? Jack
Nothing
shit.
much.
I don't know jack shit either. So it's like if somebody was to come to me and say write a paper on physics without looking anything up, I'd be like, well, my fucking paper is going to be shit
Yeah.
because I don't know
Yeah.
anything. You know what I mean?
I'll know how to write I'll know how to like structure the sentences and I'll
Yeah, yeah,
know
yeah.
where to
Oh,
place
yeah,
an M
yeah,
dash, but I'm
yeah.
not
That's
gonna
right.
know anything
Yeah,
about
yeah,
like I'm not
yeah.
that's what we like to call a callback in the
That's
business.
right. That's definitely a callback. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I'll be able to write the paper and it'll look like a paper. It just won't have any kind of content or substance
Yeah.
that would equate to, oh, this is a physics paper, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah. So AI is only as good as how you like have you heard about this Suno, this music AI shit?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's
what
fucking
do you think about
ridiculous.
that? What do you think
Oh, it's
about that?
fucking ridiculous. But here's the thing though. Like, I don't think it really matters how far AI music goes. Nobody is ever gonna be like, yo, put on that new AI, put on that new AI mix. Like, I think that definitely I know Spotify likes to mix in AI songs with
Mhm.
people's like day lists and like mixes and stuff, which
Yeah.
I think is like, okay, cut that shit out.
Hmm.
Like, nobody wants to listen to this stuff. But at the same time, like I said, I don't think that it's ever going to be so popular that people are like, yeah, put on that new AI. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what people love about music so much is the humanity that goes into it. You know, the relatability. Why do people love Blonde by Frank Ocean so much?
I don't know. I've never heard that song.
Oh, well, it's one of like the top grossing albums in the
Oh, is it
world.
really? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's
Yeah,
an album. Okay. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
an
I have
album.
no idea.
But it's
Yeah.
because of how relatable and like personal the album and the things that he talks about feels to like everybody else. You can get an AI to, I guess, like write a song about what it feels like to be a human, but
Yeah.
I think inherently we all know that like we can't really relate to that. But I think once they start kind of mixing it in and like making it seem like it's real music and it was made by a real musician,
Mhm.
that's when we're kind of gonna get a little like we're gonna get a little screwed over.
Yeah, again, I've never like used Suno. I don't think I've well, I take that back. I think I've heard an AI song, but it was only like in passing. Like you know who
Yeah, yeah.
Rick Beato is? You ever heard of
No.
him? So he
Uh,
does these YouTube videos where he talks about, like the top 10 on Spotify and shit like that. And he'll go through the chord progressions and do things like that.
yeah, yeah.
And so just to see like which ones are similar or whatever, like a lot of I don't know if you know this, but like a lot of like obviously Taylor Swift and those pop
They
music
all use the
uses
same
those
chords,
are the same chord
the
progressions.
same four
Yeah,
chords.
yeah, same four things. And so he talks about that and like how you can change them to make them sound
Yeah,
different,
yeah.
blah blah blah. So he was talking about AI country album or something that had made a bunch of money, and I think he played like 3 or 4 seconds of it, and I like listen to it, and he like turns it off. He's like, "What the hell was that?" And even I was in my head, I was thinking when I heard it, I was like, "People listen to this," and they were like, "Oh yeah, I need to listen to this again
What did
because
it sound like? Did it sound like just,
it was very robotic. You know what I mean? It was very
yeah.
robotic. It was just like it was like zing, 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 you know what I mean? It had
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it had the
yeah.
chords and everything, and then the guy came on. He's like, "My wife left me and my dog died," shit like that. But
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
it's all I don't know. It just sounds like crap. And so
Yeah,
but
exactly.
as we get closer, I guess, as artificial intelligence gets closer to being, uh, you know, uh, not discernible between actual intelligence,
Yeah.
who the fuck knows, right? Like you'll be able to just I mean, the thing that I mean, and obviously I love film and I love doing acting and stuff like that. But with the videos and stuff that you can produce from AI now are pretty cool,
The
pretty,
Sora
whatever.
videos.
I think they're funny and shit. It's like
Yeah.
whatever, I'll
Yeah,
watch
me
them.
too. Your Sora videos are
Yeah, my
hilarious.
Sora videos I put out, they're pretty funny. But like what's it called? My biggest, I guess, want for AI is something that I can't make or do, which is that if I wanted to see a movie that doesn't exist or that
Yeah.
has never existed, I would want AI to do that, or a video game that doesn't exist. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean? I would love that. Like if I what's it called? So like you ever seen the old Batman movies? Like the
Yeah.
ones like
Yeah.
Michael Keaton,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Jack
yeah.
Nicholson, all that shit. So
Uh-huh.
there was supposed to be a third one, right? There was Michael Keaton's the first Batman, then there was
Yeah.
Batman Returns, and then Batman Forever, which came out but with Val Kilmer as Batman, was
Mm-hmm.
supposed to have Michael Keaton as Batman. And then it was supposed to have the Riddler and all this other stuff that's like not
Yeah.
different, but like different, right? And then so what I would do if I had an AI that could do like movies that I'd be like, make
Yeah.
the Batman Forever with
Yeah,
Michael Keaton,
exactly.
and then it would make me the movie, and I'd be able to watch it, and that'd be cool or
Yeah.
whatever. When we get to that point, I think that's going to be sick, but that's also going to be what I guess the internet would call an infinite slop machine, right?
Yeah,
It's like just make
exactly.
slop over and
Because you
over
can
again.
because you can really just I think of course we're just gonna have to adapt to it. And I think over the last couple of years we've just had to adapt to like AI kind of taking over like the media space.
Yeah,
But when it gets to a point, which it will, where it's just completely like overrunning everything, like all the human made stuff, it's like what's the point of art anymore?
yeah,
What's the point of human artistry?
yeah,
Like, what's the point of us making music and like feeling? Because art is deeper than just something to look at or something to listen to. Like, especially when you are the artist, it's something that comes from within yourself.
yeah,
Like, you see it in your head, you feel it in your body,
yeah.
you know? And it's like, what's the point of even having that anymore if it's just gonna get replaced by the, like you said, an infinite slop machine?
Hmm.
You know, of course, I'm still going to be making music probably in 20 years, even though my music will probably get overran by all this AI shit. But
Well,
it's
then
like,
you also have to see, you also have to like, and again, I'm going to go on a weird tangent here, but like,
let's see.
so NPCs, right? Like these non-playable characters in the
Yeah, yeah,
world, right? They
yeah.
probably love this shit, and they'll
Dude,
probably
they
they'll
soak
listen to
that
it all
shit
the
up.
time. They'll eat it up, right?
Yeah,
They love the infinite slot machine. So
yeah,
that's the thing, though, is those are the people that are going to be ingesting that stuff, and those are the people that I guess are the ones that give AI you know
yeah. Like they
its
kind of
meaning.
boost it. Yeah, they're the ones
They
that kind
they
of boost
push it
it.
up, and so but what people are going to find, and again, this is something I haven't talked about on this podcast, but I've seen things about it, is that when AI starts kind of like training off of itself, it's going
Yeah,
to become like this weird fucking thing that
Yeah,
just
it's gonna be
is.
yeah. It's just
Yeah,
not. I also think it's kind of gonna get dumber too.
yeah, it will. Yeah, yeah,
If it starts learning from itself. But I remember thinking about it once. Like AI is kind of like the knowledge of like everything that's on the internet, correct? Like that's kind of like what
yeah.
ChatGPT
That's
is.
what they put it in. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, like it's kind of the knowledge of everything on the internet, which is the knowledge of like billions of human beings.
yeah,
So I think at some point it's gonna have so much knowledge that it's like essentially kind of like a god.
yeah.
And I think that's gonna be a
But
scary
it's
point.
also stupid, right? Because it's got the knowledge
Yeah,
of the idiots too. You know,
yeah,
it's not just
exactly.
it doesn't
Yeah,
just have the knowledge of the smart people. It has
yeah,
the knowledge of the stupid people. So
yeah,
it like I don't know, it might even it out or might
yeah.
make it more stupid than smart,
But
right?
wait till it
Because
starts
yeah.
learning how to fact check itself.
Yeah, Snopes GPT.
Yeah.
Or
I remember
whatever.
actually in our class we talked about like the black box problem
Yeah, we did. Yeah, yeah,
with ChatGPT and all those
yeah.
AI chatbots where like it'll literally just and I've seen it firsthand with
Yeah.
ChatGPT, like it'll literally just give you a nonsense answer.
Yeah, it
You
does
ask
that.
Gemini, it'll just give you a nonsense
Hmm.
answer and it's
Yeah.
pulling it from like nowhere. It's pulling it out of its ass.
Yeah.
It's like where did you get this information from? It'll be like how many A's are in the alphabet? Like
Yeah.
the word alphabet, and it'll be like there is one A.
Yeah.
Like oh my God, like are you fucking stupid? Like I swear, like some AI is just like that's what kind of makes me hopeful. I'm like, okay, you can definitely use this as a tool. And I feel like I found myself a lot of times like if I have a question that I feel
Yeah.
like Google can't answer,
Yeah.
like I'll just ask ChatGPT and it will give me a pretty solid answer, you know.
Yeah.
But then I see shit like that where it gives me a complete wrong answer, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, how many of the things that has it told me that I believe that isn't actually
Oh
true?
yeah, no, it's well that's the thing too is that and then you have these prompt engineers, right? These guys that like create
Dude,
prompts.
that is the next industry.
Well, that's what it is because but the thing is that when you become a prompt engineer, you're essentially just writing a longer form which you could have just
Yeah,
written the thing that you're going to get the answer for
yeah,
anyway because they're
exactly.
sitting there writing every little detail. You're like, "Oh, make sure there's this and there's this." It's
Yeah,
like, "Bro,
yeah,
you could have just written the fucking thing
yeah,
in the
exactly. You could
time
have
it
just
took you to
drawn that
engine."
shit out
Yeah,
yourself.
in the way that in the time that it took you to figure out how to prompt engineer it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
yeah.
exactly.
I don't know if you saw
That's why I
the.
like some of these AIs like the Sora where I can just
Mhm.
put like me in Die Hard and then it just
Yeah,
comes out like it's like me in the movie Die
yeah,
Hard. But if I had to
yeah,
sit there and I had to be like me in a wife beater in a fucking you know in a building and I'm being attacked by terrorists and I have to if I had to sit there and type all that shit out, it's
yeah,
like why don't I just do it? Why don't I just take a camera and go
yeah.
outside and like make
Exactly,
it happen? Like
exactly.
you know.
I don't know. Even with Sora and stuff, like I don't think that that stuff's gonna go really far. I think it's kind of
No,
just more for the meme.
it's entertainment. It's
But did
entertainment.
you see the recent Coca-Cola ads that they're doing over the winter? You know how every year they do like their
Yeah, yeah,
winter
yeah.
ads, whatever. This last one they did was completely done with AI, and
Yeah.
it took 70,000 prompts.
Yeah.
70,000
Well,
prompts. Come on.
and then did you see all the fuck ups it had in it? Like some of the like one
Yeah,
of the like
yeah,
the truck had two wheels at one point, then it had one wheel, then it
yeah,
had like
yeah,
five wheels. And it's
yeah.
like I mean, if you can't figure that, you know what I mean? If you can't do
Exactly.
that, then what's the
Dude, I
point, you
swear
know?
they always like I don't know what it is about like big corporations and rich people like thinking that they know how to do like shit like this and then they just can't. Like with the Epstein files, all
Um,
that shit getting redacted. Do you
yeah,
see
yeah.
how easy it is to
Oh yeah,
unredact
they
it?
unredacted it
Like,
all. Yeah, yeah, they
why,
unredacted.
if you guys want to like keep the shit so hidden, why'd you hire these guys who
Well, you
don't
know
know
that
shit?
a lot of these old guys, you know that you know they're always how do you open a PDF? You know these dudes. It's like,
Yeah.
and then they're
How
like,
do
yeah,
I
we're
send a
gonna,
text
yeah, how do
message?
I send a text message? How do I open an email? What's an
Yeah.
attachment? You know that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, an
These
attachment
are
is
the
what I
guys who are in
have.
charge of like doing this
Yeah,
shit.
that's right. They're in
Come
charge
on
of
now.
everything. That's the
They're in
scary
charge of
part. They're in
everything. It's
charge of high tech
crazy.
high in those places. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. You're the donors, bro. The
that's right.
donors.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The donors. Yeah. I hope they hear this. But I don't care.
Oh,
I don't work
crazy.
for that company anyway. But what's it called? Yeah, those people run everything and they can't do anything technologically advanced.
Yeah,
It's kind of,
exactly.
you know, it's scary.
Dude, they
Uh,
should have just released them in like paper form at that
yeah,
point.
that's it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And have somebody scan them and shit.
Yeah.
You
I
know, at
mean,
that
like, of
point.
course, like, thank God it got released this way, and
Yeah.
thank God they were stupid for that. But
They said that it was only 1% of those files got released, by the way. I don't know if
Yeah.
you read that over the
Yeah.
weekend or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
which like if that's 1%, I can't imagine what the other 99 is going to look like.
Dude,
I mean,
honestly, I
Jesus.
didn't even care for the Epstein files to come out. Like, it was all like how dumb do you have to be like Trump wasn't there, Bill
Yeah,
Clinton wasn't there, like
that's right.
obviously all these guys were there, and the
Yeah,
fact that they try to cover it up so much throughout all these years. I
yeah.
knew about Epstein since like I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I've known
Yeah.
about the shit that's going
I
on.
wrote, I actually wrote, it's funny you say that. So 10 years old, what year was that?
That was 2016.
Yeah. So 2016, 2017-ish, I wrote a story about the guy who did the shooting in Las Vegas. You remember that?
Yeah,
Or was that
yeah.
2018? I forget. It was one of
It
those
was
years.
2017, I think. It was
Yeah,
at
yeah,
the
one yeah,
Ariana
one
Grande concert, I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah, or
sure.
something like he shot people in Las Vegas. And so
Yeah.
anyway, I wrote that story and a scene in that story where I talked about Epstein because I had read about him. And it's like
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
years
he got
ago.
arrested. He got arrested before 2016 and
Yeah, yeah,
everything. I just remember hearing about it when I was a kid. And then like in
yeah.
2019 when he got arrested again and like
Yeah.
after he got sent to prison, I remember that whole ordeal.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then I don't know, I come from like a pretty I wouldn't say like politically political family, but like
Yeah.
a culturally political
Yeah.
family. So like we know a lot about like politics going on elsewhere in the world, and I don't know, just like I've had a big political upbringing within my family.
Is
So
your
like,
dad you said your dad's Moroccan.
yeah,
Is he close with the Moroccan people still, like with his culture and all that
yeah,
stuff?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100%.
Is there
Yeah,
a huge Moroccan community here in San Diego or not
not
really?
too big. I feel like we befriended all of them
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
already.
really? Have you? Yeah,
Yeah, I
there's
actually did find a page though called Moroccans of San Diego
oh,
on
really?
Instagram the other day. Yeah.
No,
They have like,
yeah, I love that culture.
yeah.
Me and my wife we were gonna go there for our honeymoon because I've always wanted to go to
Mhm.
Tangier. Tangier's
Oh,
always been
beautiful
like
city.
have you been there? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, that's
You
awesome.
take the Strait of Gibraltar from Spain,
Ooh, Spain,
and
yeah, that's
on the
right
other
there, right?
side is Tangier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. No, that's yeah. It's and then I love the food. Obviously, I love fucking
Oh,
Moroccan food's bomb.
dude, Moroccan food is
You
amazing.
know.
There used to be a spot. There was a couple spots in San Diego before, but they closed down.
Yeah.
There was a place called Goose Goose, which was in downtown.
Yeah, I think I
And
had
there,
that. I think I had
yeah,
that. Yeah,
you like
yeah,
go down these stairs.
yeah.
I remember
Yeah,
I used to go
yeah,
there
yeah.
when I was a kid. And then I don't know if you know El Pescador in
Yeah, it sounds
La
familiar.
Jolla.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that restaurant used to be it used to be a Moroccan restaurant, then it got bought out by El Pescador, the fish
Oh,
market.
okay. Yeah, no, yeah, I've always loved that shit. But no, I would assume, well, what are the politics like in Morocco?
I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm honestly not too knowledgeable on it.
Is it
I
a
know that,
Muslim country like the
yeah, it's a
rest of like,
Muslim country.
okay,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
honestly, when you think about it, like all of Northern Africa to me is low-key
Is a
just like an
Muslim country.
extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like it's an extension of Europe to me, especially
Yeah.
Morocco. Like, I swear they just all want to be Europeans. Like, they just all want to be Spanish people. The way they dress, the way they talk, like
Yeah.
everything about them. So I see Morocco more as like a
Spanish
Spanish
Junior.
country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Spain Junior.
Spain too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's definitely got its own culture, and you can see like the ways that especially in like the Ottoman times,
Yeah,
how
yeah, yeah.
the Arabs have influenced the architecture and the
Hmm.
math and everything within like the European world, especially in Spain. Like all the Mediterranean style and
Yeah.
stuff came from like the Arabs and the
Yeah, it all
Ottomans.
came from them. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of that.
Oh,
Oh wait, sorry,
no,
QC.
you're good. Yeah, yeah.
Accident. Sorry.
You're all
But
right.
yeah, you can see a lot of inspiration with it, especially in Morocco and in Spain. You can see a lot of it.
Yeah. No, when I every almost every episode I talk about when I went to Egypt because it's the only place I've really been
I
outside
remember those
of.
photos of you in
Yeah,
Egypt.
you saw the photos of that. Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
lot of obviously there's a lot of, you know, different cultures colliding in Egypt
Hmm.
because they were taken over by so many different other cultures.
Yeah.
The Greek,
The
you know, the
Romans,
Romans,
the Ottomans.
The
Yeah, the
French, you
French.
know, everybody, man. And so
Yeah.
it was interesting when I went out to have tea this one time with this guy who he restored old castles in England.
Oh wow.
And yeah, yeah, and I ran into him. I was going to get like a chicken sandwich or something at some fucking like fast food joint. It was like
Uh,
McDonald's Egypt or something. And I was walking down the street and I saw this other white guy and I was like, "Oh, hey, you're another white guy. What's up?" You know, whatever.
yeah.
Any white guy I saw was like, "Hey, white guy," you know, whatever. And some of them were from
Yeah.
England, some of them were from wherever. There was this weird looking dude who looked like a Machine Gun Kelly, MGK, and he had like
Really?
a yeah, he had this huge like Bowie knife on his side of his, he was just
Yeah.
but he had like no shirt on and he had like these little Speedo kind of pants and he was just
Yeah.
walking around Egypt and I'm like, this guy's gonna get fucking killed, man.
Yeah.
But I
That's
remember
the
I went,
equivalent of open carry in
yeah,
Egypt.
basically, yeah, yeah, and
Have a
I walked
you just have a gun or have a knife on
I have
your
a
side.
knife right there, yeah. And I walked up to him and I said, American, and he goes, fuck yeah, and then he like walked away. And I was like, this guy,
Oh
dude. Yeah, he was
my
out of
God.
control. But no,
Dude.
this English dude that I ran into, I just ran into him and I was like, hey, do you want to get a chicken sandwich? And he goes, yeah, all right, and he's like this English guy. And so I
Yeah.
paid for it. I was like, because it's like 10 cents or whatever for fucking food over there. And so I
Yeah.
paid for it. And then he's like, you want to go get tea? And I said, yeah, sure. So we walked down a little bit over into the middle of Cairo, like the middle of
Mhm.
downtown, and we sat down to this tea place I hadn't been to. And I sit down and it's nighttime. And as soon as I sit down, I look behind him, and there's like this like New Orleans looking like fucking house. Like it's like it
Yeah.
looks
Oh my God.
like Bourbon Street. Like it's got the white
Yeah.
with the thing, and there's like trees that have the hanging willows and everything. Like
Yeah.
it looks like New Orleans, like
Was
right
it a
there.
French house?
Yeah, it was a French house that was right in the middle
Yeah.
of downtown Cairo, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then we were talking about it. I was like, "It's so crazy how you could like sit sit in a country like Egypt, look over across the street, and there's France, and then you turn
Yeah.
around and it's like a Greek
Yeah,
column is over there, or
exactly.
whatever, or Roman column or whatever."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy place to go. But
It's a
but yeah, in Morocco you see kind of similar shit,
Yeah,
right?
you see the same thing with the French thing you're talking about. Like you see a
Yeah,
lot of because the main indigenous culture in Morocco, I forgot what they're called. I know the like kind of slur for them is Berber, but that's like the only thing I
yeah.
kind of know
Are they
about.
like
So I'm
are
gonna
they Bedouins? Is that what they or is it? I don't
I don't
remember.
know.
I don't
I'm just
know.
gonna call them the indigenous people of Morocco.
Yeah,
But
the natives.
you can yeah, the natives.
Yeah,
Like you can see, especially in the capital city, Rabat,
yeah,
there's like the old city right in the middle. And you can see like that is very clearly like the indigenous style of like
mhm.
architecture. And then you go more towards the downtown and you can start seeing like more French looking architecture, like those Bourbon Street houses that you're
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, yeah,
You go towards the coast and you go down the coastline. Now you're starting to see more Mediterranean
yeah.
and like Spanish style houses.
Nice.
And I think it's really interesting how like those cultures can all collide. Like obviously the way that it got to that is kind of sad. Like they
No,
had
of
to get
course. Yeah, a lot of people
colonized.
died. Yeah,
Yeah, like many people died. But I think it's just so interesting nowadays, like in hindsight, to like look at it and be like, wow. Like you were saying, like look across the street, there's France. You look over here and there's Spain.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like right there, man. No,
And how
it's
all the cultures kind of collide and mix together nowadays as well. Like
yeah,
in Morocco, you won't see like too many Spanish people or too many French people, but I mean
yeah,
like if you go to like Spain or something, you'll probably see like many different cultures from all the different countries and like empires that kind of like ruled over them
yeah.
throughout the
Exactly.
years.
Yeah, yeah,
Like even when you go to France, like the main minority of people there are black
yeah.
because of the slave trade and
Hmm.
everything that happened within that. But to
Yeah,
see how like hundreds of years later everybody has been able to like coexist with one another and like all this history around them is still there, it's
yeah.
pretty meaningful to look at.
Yeah, it was weird. I think one of the first things, and I mean, it's like obviously the white guy would think this. Like the first one of my first thoughts when I was in Egypt after being there for like a week was that like I had only seen like three black guys. Like the whole
Yeah.
time I was like, I'm in Africa, right? Like I should
Yeah.
be seeing more than just three black
Yeah.
people. But
Yeah.
it's because it's such a spread out diaspora,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
all spread out.
Yeah.
Um, but no, yeah, I love all that shit. I want to get, like I said, I want to go to Morocco one of these days just because I love the people, I
Sounds
love the food,
beautiful.
I love all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely recommend anybody to go to Morocco at least
Yes.
once in their lifetime. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a mix of like all of Europe and like all the Mediterranean in like one small country.
Yeah.
You really get everything. You get mountains because it's what mountain range is that? The Atlas Mountains.
Okay.
And you get the beaches, and you
Nice.
get the snow, and you get the desert from the Sahara. It's kind of
Nice.
like California in a
Yeah, it
sense,
is.
you
Yeah, a
know?
little bit. Yeah, it sounds like that. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very beautiful.
Yeah. No, Yeah, one day I'll go there. One day. Is there anywhere else in the world that you went that you thought like, oh, this is an amazing place?
Um, Puerto Vallarta is pretty beautiful.
Oh, really? Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never been
I
to
love I
Mexico
love
either. Yeah,
Mexico.
never been there.
Mexico.
Yeah,
You've never been to Mexico.
never
Have
been
you
to.
ever been to
Never been.
Tijuana?
Nope, never been to Tijuana. Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, never
And
been
what is the
across the
reason?
border. The when so the reason is that when I turned 18, a lot of my buddies came to me and they were like, "Hey, let's go to Tijuana. You know, we can
Mhm.
get laid and drunk and
Yeah, we
everything."
can
And I
go to
was like,
Hong Kong.
"Well, yeah." And I said, "I can get laid and drunk here. I don't need to go to Mexico for
Yeah.
that." And I just
Yeah.
never went. You know. You know?
I think, okay, well, are you a foodie type of person?
Oh yeah, I love. No, I know that the food over there is supposed to be super dank, and I love Mexican food. It's like obviously
Yeah.
I was born in Southern California. I feel like I'm part Mexican just from all the food I've eaten. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, the
100%.
yeah.
I think that comes with living in San Diego
Yeah,
too.
for sure. You know, for sure. But no,
Like,
the food's better there, you think, in Mexico?
oh, 100%,
Yeah.
100%. I think just anywhere outside of the US, especially Morocco, I will
Yeah.
say the
Okay.
food just tastes like cleaner.
Of course.
Like you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
tell there's just like no preservatives or
yeah.
anything.
Mhm.
The food will spoil faster, which
Yeah.
is the downside, but that shows you that like they're not using
It's
like any
preservatives and shit.
preservatives and like all these GMOs. Like I don't want an apple that's this big. I'm sorry. Like it may
Yeah,
taste better and it may be like it'll keep you satisfied, but that's not going to be good for me in the long run, you know?
yeah.
All
I
these
mean,
genetically modified like foods.
yeah, me and my wife just we went to Trader Joe's
Mhm.
yesterday and we got lemonade apples. That's what they're called because they're
Lemon
supposed to.
ale, bro? Like
Yeah,
what the fuck is
I haven't
that?
tried it yet, but I'm excited
It
to
sounds
because I
fire. It
yeah,
honestly
yeah,
sounds
it's
really
gonna
good.
I think it's gonna be fire because I had the we had raspberry oranges the other day and those
What?
have you had those? Yeah, it's like
No.
yeah, you like open the fucking orange and it's like literally like raspberry color and it tastes kind of
Oh my God.
raspberry-ish like inside the orange,
Yeah.
but it's like yeah, it's all GMO shit, but like whatever, we're all gonna die anyway. You know,
Yeah,
that's how
exactly.
I feel
But
about it.
I've tried cutting out like a lot of fast food places. Like I don't get McDonald's anymore. I don't get
No.
like Burger King any the only fast food I really eat is like In and Out,
Yeah.
wings and things.
Nice.
And like that's it. I stopped drinking like sugary sodas.
Okay.
I've been trying to like get more on like my health shit.
Nice,
Because I
man.
don't know. I'm
Nice.
just seeing the way that it's affecting my body and like it's made me break out more. And
Yeah.
I think just in the long run, like it's definitely better if I hop off of this stuff early rather than like realize the consequences of those
Yeah.
actions later.
And since
I don't want
yeah.
kidney stones.
No, of
Yeah, I
course
don't want to
not.
have a kidney stone.
That's right. And since you're 19, you know, and you don't have to worry about alcohol yet, because that's not until you're 21,
Hmm.
as the finger points towards you. The wink, wink,
Yeah.
nudge, nudge. Yeah, don't get into that shit either. I mean, don't
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
that are smoking. Smoking's
Yeah.
bad. Even though
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you've hit a hookah once in a while. I mean, like hookahs are
Hookah.
chill.
That's it. That's the Arab delicacy
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
good
That's
stuff. It's good
dessert.
stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the hookah
I
ones.
gotta let the frontal lobe develop a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. 24, I think, is when you stop
Yeah.
growing or
24,
whatever.
25.
Yeah, 25-ish. Yeah, but you'll be fine. Don't worry about it. But
Hopefully.
on that note, I think that's where we'll end this episode.
Yeah. Yeah,
Do
that
you
was a
want to?
great theory we talked about, I
Wasn't
gotta
that
say.
fun? Yeah, that white light or whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever. Yeah,
wait,
what?
okay. Was there an explanation for that?
That was the thing is that
Oh,
it's that white light when a
okay.
different hue hits it, it becomes a
Yeah.
different hue or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like
Well,
whatever.
hopefully
Back
at some point we can do
well,
another episode and we'll look over
well,
another
back
theory.
in the day, right? Like anybody could come up with any theory they want. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? It's
exactly.
like this can
Yeah.
crumbles when I cut. You know, and they're like Robert's theory. You know, that's what they would call it.
Yeah. Oh my God. One last thing. One
Yeah, go
last
ahead.
thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I took a philosophy 101 class last semester,
Uh-huh.
and that was like the main thing I realized. Back then, humans were so like they weren't dumb. Like we have the same intelligence that those humans back then had, but they
Yes.
had like no world knowledge.
None.
So they'd come up with like the dumbest theories, like all the like pre-Socratic guys.
Hmm.
Like I'm sorry, like they were all just like they came up with bullshit. But it's also because they didn't really know anything about the world yet. So they're like, okay, this happens because of this.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, okay, well, looking back, like you kind of sound stupid, but
Well, yeah. I mean, like a lot of the uh
those guys, they were looking at like the air and the fire and the water and all that
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, the whole world is made out of
Thales. Yeah,
air, and the whole world is made out of
yeah,
this or whatever." Yeah, it's a weird, it's weird to think about. But if you kept going after after philosophy 101,
hmm
you might have seen. I don't know if you did see it when you were taking this class, but like the shift from that into like Jesus dying, and then once Jesus died and the medieval thing started, all of philosophy became let's prove that Jesus is real. Like that's the
Yeah,
whole, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
I feel like that's where the Dark Ages came from,
yeah.
was like them trying to prove all this Christian
Mhm.
shit.
And the church
Yeah,
just ruled everything back then
yeah,
too.
they
So like
did.
if you try to
Yeah,
speak out against it, they would just like cut your hands off
they
and
would.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were done. Yeah,
It's
you were done.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's literally like and now I feel like we might slide into a similar thing
I
philosophically.
think we're in the Middle Ages again.
Yeah, we might be,
I think the Renaissance is coming.
and AI is the
Yeah.
is Jesus. Yeah.
I
Anyways,
think give it 50 more years and the Renaissance will be here.
that's right. And on
Yeah.
that note, we will end this episode. But please plug whatever you need to plug right now before we quit. I want to hear
Um
more about Z.
my Yeah, my Instagram is Yusuf, Yusuf .tg. You can find all my music in my bio. You can see all my videos on my page. And if you want to keep up with any of the other creative work and stuff I'm just up to, give me a follow and stay tuned for more stuff in the future. There's only more to come.
And
ZAYD 2026.
yeah, and I feel like people will look back on this interview or this podcast and they'll be
Yeah,
like, "Wow, Robert was the first one to get him on."
there we
Unless you've been
go.
on
There
have you
we
been on
go.
other podcasts
No, this
already?
is my first
Oh,
one.
there you go. Look
Yeah.
at that. It's the
Cheers
first
to
one.
that.
Yeah, cheers. Water, right? That's what that is. That's
Cheers.
all right, man.
Oh, this water's leaving a weird feeling in my throat.
It's- I do not condone this as a teacher.
Uh,
No, okay.
I'm
Anyway,
joking.
I love you, brother. I'll
Love you too. I'll
yeah,
talk to you soon.
we'll talk soon, all right? All
Gotcha.
right.
All right.
That's for done.
See you.
Bye.